What if I told you that just 7 days from now, you could become unrecognizable, not just to the world, but to yourself? Not a better version, not an upgrade, but a complete reinvention. Picture this. You walk into a room and people double take. Your energy, unshakable. Your presence, commanding. Your mindset, laser focused. And no, this isn't fantasy. This isn't another fluffy, you got this motivational speech. This is war, a war against your old self, a war for your future, and it starts right now. In the timeless words of Seneca, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. So let me ask you, are you ready to end something? Are you truly ready to bury the habits, excuses, and mindsets that have held you back? Because transformation doesn't take a lifetime. It takes 1 week, 7 days of ruthless honesty, 7 days of focused action, 7 days of becoming the person you were always meant to be, but never had the discipline to become. This isn't a reset. This is a rebirth. By the time this week is over, you won't just look different. You'll feel different. You'll think different. You'll move differently. Your energy will change. Your habits will shift, and your standards will rise. You will not walk into the future. You'll storm into it. But none of that happens by accident. Transformation is not passive. It is deliberate. It is surgical. It is raw. You must cut away what no longer serves you and craft, piece by piece, the new identity that does. No more waiting. No more wishing. No more hoping that things get better. Because here's the truth. The version of you that you dream about, they're not waiting in the future. They don't just show up one day. You have to build them now. Change doesn't sneak up on you. It hits like lightning in a single decision, followed by action that refuses to be denied. Real change doesn't happen gradually over years. It happens in one moment. The moment you say, I'm done. Done playing small, done making excuses, done waking up tired, lost, distracted. That's the moment the new you begins. Welcome to day one, the day of destruction. Before you can build, you must demolish. Today is not about improvement. It's about annihilation. You will wage war on everything that has kept you stuck. The lies, the comfort, the fear, the invisible prison you've built for yourself, one excuse at a time. Ask yourself, what has kept me trapped? What habits have silently sabotaged my potential? What beliefs have kept me small? Today, you become brutally honest. You shine a light into every dark corner of your life and you own it. No blaming others. No playing the victim. This is your life, and you are responsible for every inch of it. Change demands sacrifice. And today, the sacrifice is your old self. Not in part, in full. This isn't about tweaking behavior. This is about bearing the identity that no longer serves you. But how? You begin by naming it. Write it down. Every toxic habit, every excuse, every behavior that dulls your edge. Then destroy it. Tear the page. Burn it. Shred it. Bury it. Do something physical. Make it real. Because when you do, your subconscious gets the message. This part of me is dead. You're not wishing for change. You're declaring it, enacting it, living it. This is your rebirth. You will feel resistance because the mind hates change. It clings to the familiar, even if that familiar is pain. But fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal that something important is happening. Push through it, because on the other side of fear is freedom, the fear of starting over, the fear of failure, the fear of losing comfort. None of it compares to the agony of staying the same. Take a ruthless inventory of your life. Ask the hard questions. Are you waking up with purpose? Are you spending hours scrolling, numbing, hiding? Are you surrounded by people who lift you or drain you? List it all. Every habit that steals your time, every behavior that clouds your vision, every crutch that soothes your ego but sabotages your potential. Now eliminate. Delete the apps, block the sites, silence the noise, remove toxic people. Set boundaries so strong they become walls. This is detox of your mind, your environment, your time. Write a resignation letter to your old self. Yes, literally address it. To the version of me I used to be, pour it all out. Thank that version of yourself for surviving, for getting you here. But make it crystal clear, that version no longer runs the show. You are done settling, done waiting, done watching life pass you by. Then take that letter and destroy it, burn it, rip it, let it go. This act is not symbolic, it's sacred, a message to your mind, body, and spirit that you have begun again. From this point forward, every choice you make must serve the version of you that you are becoming, not the version you were. That person is gone, and every time doubt creeps in, every time the old voice whispers, just this once, every time you're tempted to backslide into the familiar, remember this, you've crossed the threshold. There is no going back. You are not the same. You are evolving. You are elevating. You are stepping into greatness. And greatness demands that you act like it before you even believe it. Day one is the hardest. Why? Because it requires you to kill the version of yourself you've lived with for years. It's uncomfortable. It's painful, but it's necessary. Because what waits on the other side of this destruction is power. You are becoming the architect of your own life, and the foundation starts today. So take a breath. Look yourself in the mirror and say it. This is the last day I will ever be that version of me. Because tomorrow we begin to build. But for today we destroy. Day 2, physical reinvention. Reclaim the temple. Yesterday, you declared war on your old self. You confronted the patterns, lies, and comforts that kept you small, and you chose to destroy them. That was your internal battle. But today we bring the war to the physical realm, because your body is the temple of your discipline. And if that temple is crumbling, so is your self-respect. Your body is your first message to the world. Before you even open your mouth, before you shake a hand, before you speak a word, your body tells a story. What story is yours telling? Is it one of lethargy, one of surrender, or discipline and self-respect? Let me be brutally honest. If you look soft, you've been living soft. If you move sluggishly, your mind is sluggish. If you avoid the mirror, it's because you already know the truth. But here's the thing. This isn't about vanity. This isn't about six-pack abs or chasing beauty standards. This is about ownership. This is about showing up for yourself with every muscle, every breath, every rep. This is about the connection between the flesh and the fire within. Because how you treat your body reflects how seriously you're taking your mission. Command respect, starting with your physique. Want the world to take you seriously? Then you must take yourself seriously. Stand like you matter. Move like you've got purpose. Train like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. The ancient Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, they didn't preach only about mind and virtue. They trained their bodies. They saw physical discipline as the forge of inner strength. So why are you making excuses? Why are you treating your body like an afterthought? Starting today, that ends. The body-mind mirror. Understand this. Your body and your mind are not separate. They are mirrors. When your body is weak, your will crumbles. When your body is sharp, your thoughts are clear. Your confidence, your drive, your intensity. All of it is rooted in how you move, how you breathe, how you show up physically. You want a clearer mind? Train harder. You want more confidence in the room? Lift heavy. Sweat more. Stand taller. You want discipline in your habits? Start with the discipline of the body. Today's mission, reclaim the body. Today is about taking back control. Start by setting the tone for your physical routine. Don't overthink it. You don't need a fancy gym or some secret workout program. You need sweat. You need effort. You need consistency. Walk, run, lift, stretch, move with intention. Wake up early. Hydrate like your cells are dying of thirst, because they are. Epstein at clean, real food. Eliminate sugar. Cut out junk. Stop eating like you hate yourself. Every bite you take is either fueling your fire or suffocating it. Your food is not entertainment. It's ammunition. The ritual of movement. From this day forward, movement is no longer optional. It is a ritual, a sacred act. Each rep is a statement. I am not soft. I do not surrender. I am becoming. Don't just train to look good. Train to feel powerful. Train to reclaim the primal force within you that modern life has tried to sedate. Remember what it feels like to sweat with purpose, to push past your comfort zone, to walk away from a workout and feel like a warrior, not a worrier. Redefining pain. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, you will be sore. But pain is not the enemy. It's the price of transformation. Every sore muscle is proof that you're rebuilding. Every drop of sweat is a small death of the old self. This is not punishment. This is refinement. You're forging something rare, something unstoppable. Let the pain remind you that you are alive, in control, and becoming something greater. Dress like the person you're becoming. You don't just build a body, you present it. Stop dressing like you've given up. Stop hiding in baggy clothes, in slouched shoulders, in sloppy energy. Put on clothes that fit. Stand like a person who commands attention. Move like someone who owns their presence. You don't need designer brands. You need intention. The way you dress, groom, and carry yourself should reflect the inner transformation that's underway. Because the external world can't ignore someone who walks with presence. Create a physical identity shift. Just like you destroyed the mental remnants of your old self yesterday, today you must shed the physical echoes. Throw out junk food. Don the clothes that represent the old, careless version of you. Arrange your environment so it demands movement and discipline. Oxus, post your workout schedule on the wall. Oxus, sophisticate your alarms. No snoozing. You are not just working out. You are building a version of you who gets things done, no matter what. You are a warrior in training. You may not feel like one yet, but it doesn't matter. You train as if you are one. Because identity isn't about how you feel. It's about what you do consistently. Each morning, when your feet hit the floor, you tell yourself, I am in training for a life of power, for a life of impact. And warriors, they train daily, not because it's easy, but because they were born to fight. Final words. Day 2. Today you begin to build the external shell to match your new internal fire. This body, your body, is your armor. And every day from now on, you strengthen it. Because the world does not hand respect to those who wish for it. It gives it to those who embody it. So get up, move, sweat. Fuel your temple like it houses greatness, because it does. This is not about fitness. This is about alignment. When your mind, your mission, and your movement all match, you become unstoppable. Day 3. Mental rewiring. Reprogram the operating system. You've destroyed the old self. You've begun rebuilding the body. Now it's time to take on the most powerful battlefield of all, your mind. Because if your thoughts are corrupted, if your beliefs are broken, then everything you build, your habits, your goals, your progress, will collapse. You can't run a new life on an outdated operating system. So today we're doing a full mental reboot. Your mind is not a mirror, it's a magnet. Here's a truth most people never realize. You don't see life as it is, you see life as you are. If your mind is full of doubt, you'll find reasons to quit. If your mind is wired for fear, you'll find danger in every decision. But if your mind is trained for growth, you'll see opportunity where others see risk. You'll see challenge where others see failure. So here's the question you must ask. What is your mind wired to find? Because whatever your mind seeks, it will find it. The old programming must die. Most people live their entire lives running mental scripts they didn't write. Scripts that were installed by parents who didn't believe in them, Teachers who boxed them in, friends who laughed when they dreamed big, and a society that told them to play safe, be nice, stay small. And worst of all, they believed it. They internalized it. They became it. That ends today. Identify the mental malware. You can't reprogram what you haven't identified. So today, your job is to find the bugs in your code. Ask yourself, what beliefs have I accepted without questioning? What do I tell myself when I fail? Why believe I'm not capable of, and why? Write them down. Every self-limiting belief, every toxic phrase that plays on loop in your head. I'm not good enough. I'll never change. People like me don't succeed. Stop. Catch them. Expose them. Because what you don't confront, you allow to control you. Interrupt the loop. Once you've identified the mental malware, you must interrupt it. Don't let the thought finish its sentence. When your mind says you can't, interrupt it. Say out loud, that's not true. When it says, it's too late for me, interrupt it. Say, I'm just getting started. This isn't fake positivity. This is cognitive warfare. You are taking your mind off autopilot. You are reclaiming the controls. Rewire with new beliefs. Now that the old thoughts are exposed and interrupted, it's time to overwrite them. Every time you catch a limiting belief, replace it, not with fluff, with truth. Let's take some of those lies and bury them now. Stairlog enough. I am becoming stronger every single day. Stairlog, I'll always fail. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Stairlog, I might do this. So I've done harder things and won. Create a personal arsenal of truth statements and repeat them daily, not just in meditation, but in battle. When stress hits, when you want to quit, when the old self tries to creep back in, that's when your new thoughts must rise. Visualization is code injection. You want to speed up your rewiring? Visualize. Not vague daydreams, clear, detailed mental rehearsals. Picture the new you waking up at 5 a.m., lacing your shoes, walking into a room with power. Hear how they talk, see how they respond to setbacks. Feel what it's like to move through the world with certainty. Why does this work? Because the brain doesn't fully distinguish between what is imagined and what is experienced. When you visualize, you're injecting new code into the system. You're making the unfamiliar familiar, and that's where confidence is born. Audit your environment. Your mind isn't shaped in a vacuum. It's shaped by what you consume. So ask yourself, what voices are you letting into your head? Skrillaspick. Are you listening to music that lifts you up or drowns you? Audit it all. Books, podcasts, shows, people, conversations. Every input becomes an instruction for your mind. Guard your inputs like your life depends on it, because it does. Daily mental conditioning. You don't just rewire once, you condition daily. Starting today, create a mental workout just like your physical one. Here's a sample mental routine. 5 minutes of morning silence. Just breathe. Center yourself. Tallying your goals daily. Burn them into your identity. Formations aloud, with power, not mumbling. 1 page of reading. Feed your mind something sharp. Apple reflection. Ask, did my actions match the person I'm becoming? This is how you train the mind like a warrior trains the sword. Create your mental command center. Your thoughts must be directed, not reactive. You need a command center. This means a Juni, a place where you think clearly, a journal for your strategy, a daily question, who am I becoming? Set your focus every morning. Revisit it every night. This keeps your operating system aligned with your mission. Protect the mind from internal sabotage. You'll face voices that say, you're pretending, ikat, you're a fraud. You haven't really changed. Those voices are echoes from your old self. Don't argue with them, don't entertain them. Just say, you're not in charge anymore, because you're not who you were, not even 3 days ago. Final words, day 3. You've now seen the battlefield of the mind, you've exposed the enemy, you've planted new code, and you've begun to direct your thoughts rather than be ruled by them. This is one of the most important days of your entire transformation, because your body follows the mind, and your actions follow belief. Rewire your thoughts, and you rewire your life. So keep going. This is only day 3. And tomorrow, we tackle something most people run from, emotional mastery. Because if your emotions control you, you'll always be a prisoner to impulse. But if you control them, you become untouchable. Day 4. Emotional mastery, taming the inner storm. You've begun destroying your old patterns. You've started rebuilding your body. You've rewired the architecture of your mind. Now comes the most unpredictable force of all, emotion. Emotions are like storms, unannounced, powerful, and capable of reshaping everything in their path. But here's the truth. The storm isn't the problem. It's how you sail through it. You're not weak for feeling. It's what you do with it that matters. You've been told to man up, get over it, calm down, stop being so emotional. As if emotion is something to be ashamed of. As if mastering life means suppressing what you feel. Let's get one thing straight. Emotions are not your enemy. They are signals, indicators, data from your soul. But when you don't understand them, they own you. They hijack your decisions. They derail your discipline. And if you want to live like a high performer, you need to develop something 99% of people never do: emotional mastery. Emotional immaturity is the root of most self-sabotage. Why do most people never change? Not because they're lazy, not because they lack information, but because they're emotionally reactive. Think about it. Pioneered workouts have been skipped because of a bad mood. Eve restarted many relationships wrecked over ego or jealousy. Each restart it's abandoned the second fear showed up. It's not lack of motivation, it's lack of emotional regulation. They don't know how to sit with discomfort. They can't control their anger. They fold the second anxiety whispers in their ear. Today, that changes. Step 1. Become the observer. The first rule of emotional mastery: do not identify with the emotion. You are not your anger. You are not your fear. You are not your sadness. Those are passing states, not permanent traits. When you feel a strong emotion rise, don't react. Pause. Observe. Say to yourself, this is anger. I'm noticing it. That moment of separation, that's your power, because awareness creates space, and space is where mastery lives. Step 2. Name it to tame it. The brain hates vagueness, so name what you're feeling. Not just I feel bad, is it guilt, shame, regret? Not just I'm mad, is it betrayal, injustice, insecurity? When you name the emotion, you regain control of the wheel. It's like shining a flashlight in a dark room. Suddenly, what seemed overwhelming becomes manageable. You're not drowning anymore. You're navigating. Step 3. Process, don't suppress. Let's be clear. Suppressing emotions is not strength. It's a pressure cooker waiting to explode. Real strength is processing the emotion without letting it drive the car. That means write about it, let it out. Walk to a trusted friend or coach. Walk on a walk and breathe it through. Sit the gym as your release. Cry if you need to. Yes, real leaders cry too. The point isn't to be robotic. The point is to stay in control. You don't let the emotion build a house in your head. You let it pass through. Emotional triggers are unhealed lessons. The things that trigger you the most, they're often clues. Clues to wounds you haven't dealt with, stories you're still believing, patterns you haven't broken. Instead of avoiding your triggers, study them. Ask, Razarash moment get under my skin. Formumansion, part of me still believes I'm not enough. While did this emotional response start in my life? You'll be surprised how many of today's emotions were born years ago and never questioned. Healing starts with inquiry. Step 4. Use emotion as fuel. Once you've processed the emotion, it's time to redirect it. Anger can be fuel for action. Sadness can birth new empathy. Fear can sharpen your preparation. Imagine turning every storm inside you into raw energy. That's emotional alchemy. That's how warriors are forged. The most unstoppable people in the world aren't empty. They're just in charge. They've learned to feel everything, but be ruled by nothing. Emotional boundaries. Protect your peace. Mastery isn't just internal, it's also environmental. Ask yourself, simulate your energy just by being around. What situations consistently throw you into emotional chaos? Supplemental cause control of your reactions. You need boundaries, not walls, but filters. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. You don't owe anyone access to your emotional state. Set limits. Say no. Walk away. Choose calm over chaos, every time. Breath is the remote control for emotion. Want a practical tool for emotional mastery? Use your breath. Seriously. The fastest way to calm your nervous system is not through motivation. It's through respiration. Try this in the heat of emotion. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6 to 8 seconds. Lachaktrapastically. One practice can stop a meltdown. It can save a conversation. It can reset your entire physiology in under a minute. The masters use it, so will you. Final words, day 4. Today was about learning to sit in the storm and not let it sink you. You are not here to be emotionally numb. You are here to be emotionally powerful. Because when your body is strong and your mind is sharp, but your emotions are wild, you'll still crash. But when you can stand calmly in the fire, when you can stay grounded while the world shakes, then you're unstoppable. You're no longer reacting, you're creating, and you are finally fully in control. Tomorrow we step into day 5. Reconnect with purpose, find your North Star. Because strength without direction is just noise. But when you align your fire with why you're here, that's when the world starts to feel your impact. Yesterday you took command of your body, the physical vessel of your discipline. But this wasn't just about building muscle or burning fat. It was about sending a clear message to your mind. I am in control now. Because where the body goes, the mind follows. The ancient Stoics knew this well. To them, physical training wasn't merely about strength. It was a deliberate path to mental mastery. They understood that true resilience wasn't built in theory, it was forged in discomfort. They believed that by pushing the body, you are in fact training the mind. Seneca, one of the wisest Stoic philosophers, regularly chose hardship over ease. He fasted when he didn't need to. He walked barefoot through the cold when he had warm sandals waiting at home. Why? Not for praise, not to prove anything, but because he understood that voluntary discomfort builds unshakable inner strength. This practice, premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils, was a Stoic ritual, a rehearsal of hardship, a training of the soul through the body. Because when you deliberately expose yourself to discomfort, you prepare your mind for life's unexpected storms. You condition yourself to remain steady while the world around you shakes. This is not suffering for suffering's sake. This is purposeful discomfort to build mental armor. Discipline in motion leads to discipline in thought. When you commit to movement every day, when you eat to fuel, not to escape, when you push your physical limits on purpose, you're doing more than just sculpting your body. You are aligning with the Stoic ideal of self-discipline, self-awareness, and growth. The Stoics had no interest in comfort. In fact, they saw comfort as a silent killer, something that softens the will, dulls the edge, weakens the spirit. Avoid hardship and you'll become weak. Embrace it and you'll grow powerful. Each time you willingly face physical discomfort, whether it's a hard workout, a cold shower, or a moment of stillness when your body screams to move, you're building the mental stamina to handle life's chaos with grace. Your transformation isn't just about how you look in the mirror. It's about embodying a deeper resilience, a strength of character, an inner discipline that doesn't break when life gets hard. The body may tire, it may ache, it may falter, but the mind, trained through effort and adversity, becomes unshakable. So how do you build this kind of strength? You train like a warrior, not just against fatigue, but against your real enemies. Self-doubt, laziness, complacency. You push beyond limits that once made you quit. You run farther, lift heavier, stretch deeper, until your mind realizes quitting is no longer an option. Because when your body learns endurance, your mind learns resilience. Train daily. Lift to build strength. 5 sharpen endurance. Symbiosis to stay flexible. Not just physically, but mentally. Cold showers? They're not just physical challenges. They are willpower tests. And if you're older, don't use age as an excuse. Your body may have changed, but your capacity for movement remains. Walk, stretch, breathe deeply. Even simple daily movements, done consistently, will protect your joints, sharpen your focus, and strengthen your frame. Add light resistance exercises to preserve muscle. Use yoga to stay agile and balanced. Engage in breathwork to train your nervous system and enhance mental clarity. And above all, move joyfully. This journey isn't about punishment, it's about empowerment. Dance, garden, swim. Find movement that lifts your spirit while strengthening your body. Because consistency comes from love, not pressure. The more you enjoy movement, the more likely you are to sustain it for life. Now, let's talk about fuel. What you put into your body will either accelerate or sabotage your transformation. If you eat trash, you'll feel like trash. Cut it out. All of it. The processed foods, the sugar, the alcohol, every substance that steals your clarity, drags your energy, and clouds your mind. These aren't treats, they're thieves. Instead, nourish yourself with therapy proteins to repair and build, whole foods to energize, and healthy fats to support your brain, hydration, lots of it, superfoods like berries, leafy greens, nuts, and seeds. Don't just feed your body, they feed your focus. Water is even more critical. Dehydration dulls your brain. It saps your strength. It heightens stress and kills momentum. Drink at least half your body weight in ounces daily, and more if you're training hard. Water is fuel. Water is recovery. Water is clarity. Your mind and body are made of it, so respect it. Your body is your temple, and today you reclaim it. This means you don't just eat consciously, you live consciously. Be mindful, not just of what you eat, but what you consume in every form. The media you scroll, the conversations you allow, thoughts you repeat, all of it becomes part of your identity. So carry yourself with intention. Walk like the person you're becoming. Sit tall, stand proud, move like someone with purpose. Make mindful eating a ritual. Slow down, sluggish your every bite. Recognize your transformation, ditch the mindless snacking, replace it with intentional fueling. Build a diet plan that supports your long-term goals, not just your short-term cravings. When your body thrives, your mind sharpens, and soon the world will see exactly what's happening. A new version of you is emerging, unrecognizable, powerful, ready. So here's your challenge. Even cold, a strict workout routine and stick to it. Fix your diet, clean it up, level it up, and use it as a before picture today. Because 7 days from now, when you compare it to your after, you won't believe what you see. You've begun reshaping your body, learning to move with purpose, to eat with discipline, and to treat discomfort not as a curse, but as a teacher. Now it's time to go deeper, because true transformation isn't just physical, it's mental. Seneca once slept on the floor, not because he lacked a bed, but because he wanted to remind himself that he didn't need one. He fasted, not out of poverty, but out of principle. He stepped into the cold on purpose, not by accident. Why? To train his mind not to need comfort, to prove to himself that even when stripped of warmth, luxury, or ease, he was still whole, still capable, still in control. This is the essence of voluntary discomfort, not to suffer, but to separate, to free yourself from the belief that ease is required for strength, because the Stoics understood something most people today forget. True power lies in adaptability, in your ability to face discomfort without flinching, to confront chaos without crumbling, and to emerge from hardship more forged, not more fragile. But external discomfort is only half the battle. The other half? The war within. The Stoics were obsessed with one thing above all, self-mastery. And that begins not with what happens around you, but what happens inside you. Epictetus said it clearly. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your transformation demands a total rewrite of your inner dialogue. No more weak language, no more internal sabotage. Words shape perception, and perception shapes reality. So from this day forward, don't say, I can't. Say, I'll figure it out. Don't say, I don't. I will learn. Because how you speak to yourself determines who you become. Every thought, every belief, every automatic reaction in your mind is a program running quietly in the background. Some of those programs elevate you, others cripple you. If you allow negativity, hesitation, or doubt to dominate your internal world, your actions will reflect fear. But if your thoughts are decisive, clear, and strong, your actions will mirror that strength. This is why the Stoics trained not only their bodies but their minds to be present, to be still in the storm, to detach their emotions from the events around them. You cannot control what the world throws at you, but you can control how you receive it. To live like a Stoic is to live mindfully. Train yourself to stop feeding energy to useless worry. Refuse to let outside events shake your internal calm. Stay composed, especially when the world tries to rattle you. A true Stoic does not act on impulse. They respond with wisdom. They speak with intention. They decide with clarity. And when difficulty arrives, as it always will, don't resist it. Don't wish it away. Instead, lean into amor fati, the love of fate. Accept every challenge as a gift, every hardship as a step forward, every setback as a setup for something greater. This mindset eliminates fear. It dissolves frustration. It silences doubt. Because when you start seeing life as something for you rather than against you, transformation becomes inevitable. There's another Stoic principle you must now embrace: memento mori. Remember that you will die. To the untrained mind, this sounds grim, but to the Stoic, it's a wake-up call. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. Every second you waste in hesitation, every moment you spend trapped in fear, that is time you will never get back. Memento mori is not about fear, it's about urgency. Live like this is your only shot, because it is. And now that you understand these principles, it's time to take action. Mental mastery isn't theory, it's practice. Enters your mind. Read books that challenge your thinking. Watch content that sharpens your focus. Surround yourself with people who elevate you. Cut out the noise. Eliminate content, media, and conversations that reinforce your old limits. Begin journaling every day. Write about your thoughts. Track your mental shifts. Challenge your beliefs. Replace fear-based ideas with powerful, decisive truths. To become unshakable, you must seek out discomfort. On purpose. Take cold showers. Train through fatigue. Fast intermittently. Walk into situations that test your patience, your composure, your willpower. Every micro-adversity becomes a training ground. The more you seek these small battles, the more prepared you are for life's real wars. Add visualization to your daily practice. Close your eyes and see the person you're becoming. How do they speak? How do they walk into a room? What choices do they make when no one's watching? The brain doesn't fully distinguish between imagination and experience, so rehearse, repeat, program your mind to believe before the world sees. Pair that vision with bold affirmations. Speak the future into the present with every breath. And finally, act as if you're already the person you aspire to be. Because the moment you start thinking, speaking, and behaving like your highest self, you begin to become them. Your identity is not something you wait to earn. It's something you must embody now. Watch your habits. Refine your daily actions. Every moment is a vote cast toward who you're becoming. You're not just rewiring your thoughts, you're redefining your life. You've begun mastering your thoughts, reshaping your inner dialogue, and grounding yourself in the discipline of Stoic clarity. Now it's time to direct that inner strength outward, because the world responds not only to how you think, but to how you show up. People don't remember every word you say, but they do remember how they felt in your presence. So what kind of energy do you bring into a room? Presence isn't about being loud or flashy. It's not about demanding attention, it's about commanding it. Quietly, naturally, with intention. Your presence should speak for you before your mouth does. Today, you begin cultivating that power. Start with the mirror. Seriously, watch yourself. How do you stand? Do you slump or hold yourself tall? How do you move? With intention or with hesitation? What about your eyes? Do they meet others with confidence or dart away in doubt? Adjust, refine, align. Create the version of you that feels confident, collected, and calm under pressure. Find the sweet spot between approachability and strength. Not arrogant, not timid, but centered, composed, certain. That's what powerful presence looks like. It's the quiet confidence of someone who doesn't need validation because they know their worth. Every step you take, every glance you offer, every word you speak should align with the identity you're building. No more shrinking, no more hiding. Take up space, physically, mentally, socially. Walk like you have a destination. Speak like your voice carries weight. Look people in the eye, not with aggression, but with poise. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." Presence isn't about pretending, It's about embodying. It's about becoming. You want to be seen as disciplined, be disciplined. You want to be respected, carry yourself with respect. The Stoics believe that external situations should never disturb your inner peace. Whether you're in a boardroom or a coffee shop, your energy should remain calm, anchored, and unshaken. Your presence is not reactive, it is intentional. Even your speech must reflect this power. Seneca believed that restrained speech is more impactful than excessive chatter. So slow down, speak with purpose, avoid filler words, speak only when you have something valuable to say, and when you do, say it with clarity. When you control your words, people listen. You don't have to talk over anyone. Your composure speaks louder than volume ever will. Your tone, your pace, and your breath all tell a story. Control your breathing, especially before entering a room, taking a stage, or stepping into a challenging conversation. Breathe deeply, collect yourself, and walk in with poise. Controlled breathing isn't just a stress hack. It's a Stoic technique. It grounds you in the present. It centers your mind before action. It projects calm and discipline even under pressure. Want another tool the Stoics used to sharpen their presence? Premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of adversity. Anticipate challenges before they arise. Before that high-stakes meeting, visualize the worst-case scenario. Before that difficult conversation, imagine how you might be tested. Before walking into any social setting, prepare your mind to remain steady, no matter the environment. This mental rehearsal turns pressure into power. You're no longer reacting, you're already prepared. That's what separates leaders from followers. Presence from performance, power from panic. But there's one thing that undercuts all of this if left unchecked: your internal dialogue. If you still believe you don't belong, that belief will seep into your posture, your speech, your interactions. It will show, so change the narrative. Tell yourself, I belong in every room I step into. Reprogram your mind daily, being as though the space was made for you, as though your words matter, as though you've earned your seat at the table. Visualize yourself as a person of conviction and influence. Affirm your strength. Speak to yourself like a leader would. Confidence isn't a trait, it's a habit. And that habit starts with how you talk to yourself when no one else is listening. Let's talk voice. A commanding presence begins with a commanding voice. Slow your speech. Remove hesitations. Articulate each word with care and conviction. Whether you're in a casual chat or delivering a presentation, speak as though every sentence carries weight. Because it does. People are drawn to those who speak with calm certainty. It signals confidence, leadership, control. Study great speakers. Watch how they pause, how they pace, how they never rush to fill silence because they own the space between words. Mastering your voice will leave an impact that lasts even after you exit the room. Next, let's get practical. Yes, your appearance matters. Dress for the life you aspire to lead. Wear clothing that makes you feel powerful, composed, and intentional. You don't need expensive clothes, you need aligned ones. Aligned with your vision, aligned with your identity. Grooming, hygiene, posture, these are not shallow details. They are signals to the world that you respect yourself. When you walk in looking polished, people notice. When you carry yourself with care, people care about what you say. The way you show up visually should reflect your ambition, your discipline, and your growth. But presence isn't just physical. It's energetic. The best leaders, those with true social gravity, do more than look confident. They listen, they observe, they respond with care, they make people feel seen. Charisma doesn't mean dominating the room. It means balancing strength with warmth, authority with humility. Pay attention to people, mirror positive energy, create space for others to feel important. That's what makes you magnetic. Presence is a lifelong pursuit, but today is your turning point. Today you stop blending in. Today you begin standing out, not through force, but through presence. When you carry yourself with certainty, the world responds. Walk like you belong. Speak like your words matter. Exist like the highest version of yourself is already here. And soon it won't be something you fake. It will be something you are. You've shaped your presence. You've refined your voice, your posture, your energy. But presence alone isn't power unless you pair it with decisive, relentless action. This is where transformation becomes reality. Most people stay trapped in the realm of theory. They study, they strategize, they gather information like trophies, books unread, plans unexecuted, dreams deferred. They wait for the perfect moment, obsessing over every detail, but perfection never comes. And so, they remain stuck, paralyzed by their own hesitation. Endless planning, constant analysis. It feels productive, but it's a trap, a comforting illusion that masks a hard truth. They're afraid to move. Today, you break free from that cycle. Today, you stop thinking like the average person and begin acting like the rare few who actually build. Execution is the only thing that separates the dreamer from the doer. You don't need more time. You don't need more information. You need movement. Take one step, then another. That's how momentum is born. Not in grand gestures, but in small, intentional action. The world's greatest achievers, those we admire, study, even envy, they weren't fearless. They faced doubt, they faced setbacks, they had every reason to quit. But they moved anyway. That's the secret. They acted in spite of uncertainty. They understood something powerful. Progress, even if it's messy, imperfect, uncomfortable, is infinitely more valuable than perfect planning left undone. You must begin now, not when it's easy, not when the timing is right, but now, when your inner voice still trembles, but your will says, go. Execution is a skill, a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows through use. Train it daily. The more you act, the more confident you become. The more confident you become, the more boldly you act. This is the cycle that separates the elite from the ordinary. It doesn't start big. It starts with a single move. Apply for that job, make that call, launch that idea, have the conversation you've been avoiding. Stop hesitating, stop waiting. You've waited long enough. Today, you prove to yourself that you are no longer the person who delays. You are the one who executes. The Stoics knew this truth well. Marcus Aurelius said, "You should not discuss what a good man is like. Be one." Stop theorizing. Start living. Stoicism is not about passivity. It's about precise, decisive action. It's about embracing premeditatio malorum, the mental preparation for adversity, so that when obstacles arise, you are not shocked. You are ready. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Every challenge you face is not a roadblock. It's a weight to lift, a chance to grow stronger, a teacher, not a threat. Another core Stoic belief? The dichotomy of control. There are only two categories. What you can control, you cannot, and yet most people obsess over the second. But not you. From today, you pour your energy only into what you can control. Your effort, your decisions, your habits. Let go of everything else. That's Stoic execution. Decisive, focused, and free from emotional clutter. Like a general in battle, you don't wait for clarity to act. You act to create clarity. To maintain this level of execution, you need accountability. Announce your goals. Share them with someone who will hold you to them. Set deadlines that carry consequences. Make commitments that force action, not just intention. Understand this. Comfort is the enemy of execution. If you allow yourself to stay cozy, predictable, and safe, you will never stretch into who you're meant to become. So, invite discomfort into your life. Wake up earlier. Tackle new challenges. Say yes to things that scare you. Stretch beyond the familiar. This is how you train your mind to be relentless. Every second you spend doubting yourself is a second stolen by hesitation. The world's greatest minds, leaders, warriors, innovators, don't freeze in indecision. They decide quickly. They move boldly. Even when they're wrong, they correct course fast. That's what makes them effective. You must develop the same instinct. Act now, adjust later. Trust your ability to figure it out. Bold action builds belief in yourself and in the people around you. People respect the one who moves, not the one who talks. To become that person, adopt radical responsibility. No one's coming to rescue you. No one is going to do it for you. You are responsible for your success, your growth, your results. Own it fully. That ownership erases excuses and redirects your energy into execution. The path to mastery isn't pretty. It's paved with setbacks, failures, and missteps. But if you keep moving, despite it all, you will arrive. Don't seek perfection. Prioritize progress. You don't need all the answers. You don't need everything to go right. You just need to keep going. And to do that effectively, build a system. Every day, set aside time to review your progress. Barrage. Accomplish incredible failure. Accomplish character incredible failure. Clearly what mastery was coming. Reflect, refine, repeat. This habit of reflection sharpens your execution and accelerates your growth. And never underestimate the power of momentum. The hardest part is always the start. But once you begin, every action fuels the next. Small wins compound into big victories. Action becomes rhythm. Rhythm becomes momentum. And momentum makes you unstoppable. So this is it. No more waiting, no more wishing, no more wondering. The time for planning is over. The time for decisive, relentless execution is now. You are not just achieving goals. You are becoming someone who makes things happen, no matter what. Because in the end, all greatness is built on a single foundation: action. So the choice is yours. Will you stay in hesitation, or will you build? Now that you've shattered the cycle of hesitation and trained yourself to act with boldness, it's time to build something that will carry that momentum forward. Because no matter how powerful a single decision is, it won't last unless you've built a solid structure beneath it. True transformation demands more than action. It demands a system. Today, you took action. You faced your fears. You silenced hesitation. You approached the person. You applied for the opportunity. You accepted the challenge. But here's the truth. Taking action once isn't enough. If you want lasting change, you need something deeper than inspiration. You need a personal system. Because success isn't about how motivated you feel. It's about structure, discipline, and consistency. Motivation is a spark. It flares up and burns out. But a system? A system stays. A system becomes the engine that drives your discipline, and discipline creates results. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Weak systems lead to stalled progress. Strong systems make success inevitable. So how do you build a strong system? Start by automating the habits that move you forward. Don't rely on willpower. Don't wake up every day wondering if you feel like showing up. Design your environment so that the right choices are the default. Remove distractions. Simplify your schedule. Create rituals and routines that align with your highest values. Because when you have a powerful system in place, consistency becomes natural. Execution becomes automatic. You no longer need to push yourself every day. Your system pulls you forward. A well-designed system eliminates decision fatigue. You don't waste energy debating whether to work out, eat clean, or focus on your goals. You just do it. The fewer decisions you need to make, the more energy you have for execution. When everything is structured, your efforts compound, slowly at first, then suddenly. That's the beauty of systems. What starts as a trickle becomes a tidal wave. History's most successful individuals weren't the most talented or intelligent. They were the most systematic. They created repeatable patterns that led to greatness. They didn't rely on bursts of inspiration. They built frameworks that made excellence predictable. To create your own system, identify the core habits that drive your progress. Break them down into manageable daily actions. Track your progress relentlessly. Refine as needed. Build in rewards and accountability to reinforce the behavior. Success is not a product of random effort. It's the result of disciplined, consistent action over time. The Stoics understood this. Seneca wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." They didn't leave success to chance. They built systems, intentional, repeatable frameworks, to live by virtue and principle. Marcus Aurelius practiced daily self-reflection through writing. In meditations, he returned to his values each day, realigning his thoughts with purpose. That was his system, a ritual of review, self-correction, and growth. You can do the same. Journal each night. Write what worked, what didn't, what you'll do better. This practice turns growth into a controlled process, not a hope. Apply the Stoic principle of the dichotomy of control. Only focus on what is within your power. your actions, your choices, your habits. Let go of everything else. Your system should be built entirely around the things you can influence directly. Don't waste energy on outcomes, opinions, or distractions you can't control. Use premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of adversity, to strengthen your system. Assume challenges will come. Design routines that will withstand chaos. So when life throws obstacles at you, you stay grounded and steady. Your system doesn't collapse. It absorbs the impact and keeps moving. Design a life where discipline becomes effortless, where every action serves your ideal future self. This is how you remove randomness. This is how you replace wishful thinking with mastery. Because success doesn't belong to the most motivated, it belongs to those who build systems that sustain progress. When your system is strong, results are no longer a matter of if, but when. So what now? Scan a strict daily schedule. Balamat your tasks to eliminate distractions. Primesgetize only what truly moves the needle. Enlist out everything else. Structure your days to match the identity you're building. Then protect that structure fiercely. From this point forward, you don't just act occasionally. You live inside a system that keeps you executing no matter how you feel.